Ready? And that's good. Let me get my earbuds in so you guys can hear me a little bit better. There we go. Hold on a second, guys. A little bit unprepared tonight. All right, we are ready to go, guys. Thanks for joining tonight, guys. Let's see, what else we got on here? So Sinfuls is on board. Wait till we get a couple more people on here. That's why I come on here a little bit early, guys. So I've been looking up that thing about the extensions, and everybody's saying that it's in there, but I have yet to find anything on there. For any of you guys, a couple of guys were asking me about it today if I found it, and no, I haven't. But some people are saying that the other vloggers are putting it out there, and they're talking to people, and they says, well, they say some of the people have said that we think it's probably going to be in there, but there were some things on there that said that there was gonna be some changes and they would be forthcoming. So I don't know. So we will see. Sinful says, so Steve bought my ticket to go there. Yeah, I think it's about 95% sure that they're gonna do it. So I think you're pretty safe. I'm actually gonna go to BI probably next week to just verify that. I want to verify it for everybody myself, not from other vloggers or from other, because most of these people are actually extrapolating information just from what came out. I don't fly with that. You know what I mean? I rather, I know we're open. That's a given. But what is open? Because it just sounds too good to be true. Because we're still at 30% capacity here in town with restaurants. We just went out to a restaurant today, and more than half the tables were not being used. So it just feels kind of weird that they're opening. So, all right, we got Sinfuls. Yeah, the extensions to the visa. That's what I'm talking about, Sinfuls. David Robinson on board. Willie White. How you doing, Willie? Edward Fern. Michael L. Good morning, Mike. Good evening, yeah. Sinfuls says, as my wife told me, don't wait, hun, before something changes. Yeah, that's true with the Philippines. That's the other thing, too. But the question is, can you extend? And I'm not sure. And I don't like putting out news that I don't know anything about, because last time, just like I said, any opening would be a mess. And I can see something happening because of some glitch or something like that. And that's the glitch that I see in there. It's the only glitch I see is the extensions. Okay. Barry Sweeney says ticket prices are crazy. John Miller says, good evening, Steve, from Western Pennsylvania. Welcome aboard. Cam in Nova says, wonder if ticket prices will surge. Will more flights come online? Yeah, they will. They will, for sure. Barry Sweeney says ticket prices are crazy. Hope they come down in a few months. They will. They'll come down. Robert Rybell says, fully open finally. Sinfuls, Cam and Nova just brought my one-way 2,000. Wow, 2,060 bucks. That's expensive, man. Sinfuls, yes, I posted link there, Steve. Sinfuls, I don't know where you put a link. I didn't see it, but if you can you send that to me through my email at if you see anything about the extensions, okay? At Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Or if any of you other guys see anything about the extensions, let me know. I just need to verify that. I've looked every place. I haven't been able to find it. And the stuff that I saw was the government things that came out. There was very little about extensions for the people that the visa on arrival. Okay. So Zura, hi Stephen. Good news today. Yes, definitely. Robert Wright Bell, no change to the extension policy. Okay, where are you guys seeing that? Because that's the only, like, I'm 95% sure this is all true except for that. So Cam and Nova says 20,000 EC. John Miller says, are you swabbed on arrival in Manila? I'm not sure. I'm sure they have that in the IATF stuff, that what needs to be done and everything. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I think you have to have the PCR test 48 hours before you leave or something like that. Patrick Glenn says, help, I overstayed. I want to send me money to help other people here. the Knees and Elbows channel. Let's see. Will Crow says, greetings from Arkansas. Cam and Nova, 1,500 round trip from DC to Manila in March. Hillbilly Pyro says 2.0. Hello, everyone. Robert Rybel says Geo and others. I know all these guys, like a lot of like other vloggers out there are putting that stuff out there, but I don't know where they're getting it. And when I was speaking with Mary Rose, she kind of saw the same thing that I saw, that wasn't totally out there yet. You know, so I'm waiting until Monday or Tuesday, and I'm going to check with the BI myself. Okay, Sinfuls, I'll check that out later. Okay, so if it sounds like it's true, so we'll just run with that for right now, you know. Hillbilly Pyro 2.0 for 500, I would take a nice day in Hawaii. There we go. Sinful says, if fully vaccinated, no swab, just home quarantine for 7 days and 48 hours before departure of PCR test. We're talking about the extension, though. If after staying here 30 days, if you can get that extension. Michael L. says, swab for RT PCR 2 days before flight. Yes. Justin in Arkansas, I will be there February 12th at 8 p.m. Mary Rose has my immigration appointment on February 15th to do SRRB. That's good, man. I'm glad for you, Justin. We have a lot of people coming in. Mary Rose has been really super busy. Sinful says, Cam and Nova, I am flying out via Philippine Air on February 9th. That's awesome, man. Let's see. Jim in Florida says $1,800 round trip, New York to Manila. Manila round trip, June. Sinfuls from SFO. Make sure you guys have your throwaway tickets, guys. Okay, you have to have that ticket showing, and it says that on there. JD says, I'm getting swabbed on my day 5 on January 31st. Since I should be set free on February 1st, do you think they will still do the swab? Probably. I believe I read that they are, but JD, don't quote me on that, but I think they are. I think that's what they said they were going to do that. Hillbilly Pyro 2.0, I want to see how this plays out for a bit myself. I can understand why, because there's just something I feel kind of funny about, and it's all just too good to be true after the last mess that they had last December when they closed everything. November they opened and they closed immediately, and people bought tickets and lost money. John Miller finally made contact with New York Embassy about application, had to keep sending emails. Then they responded. That's good, man, because they've been ignoring people really, really bad over there. Mr. Vegas says, does Mary Rose have a staff, or is she doing it all by herself? She actually has somebody that helps her. Her name is Thelma. Mr. Vegas. She has Thelma that helps her, and if she ever runs into any problems or has to take time off, Thelma takes over. Thelma gets paid very well, too. Sinfuls, yes, I bought a one-way to Thailand. JD, Mary Rose just filed my SRRV docs on Friday, the morning after I arrived. Okay, so she just filed yours. Okay, that's good. So you're going to be all set, JD. Barry Sweeney, gonna wait a few weeks until I hear more information on all this. It's all too new, and for sure there will be more updates in the coming weeks. Yes, definitely. They did say there was going to be more updates. That's what's making me worry. When they say that can be kind of scary. Either they're going to fix all these little glitches, or maybe that's the updates. I don't know. Paul Osterhout is in the house. That's good. He's getting to be a regular. Welcome aboard, Paul, again. Howdy from, I can't even pronounce that word. I won't even try. Got an onward bound ticket and will be back in on June 1st. Okay. Jim in Florida, airfare is outrageous right now, going to wait a few months. It might be worth it. Michael L. says, checking out business class flights for a 3-week to 30-day trip. There you go. JD, yes, Steve, very true. They checked for my throwaway ticket when I arrived. See, that's the thing, guys. If you don't have the throwaway ticket, they ain't letting you in. You have to have that onward ticket. It could be to Singapore. And be careful buying those fake tickets. The ones that, they sell fake tickets out there. They don't work anymore. They know how, somehow they know how to find out if they're not real or not. And I'm not sure how they do that. But yeah, they do sell fake onward tickets. They charge like $15. Be careful of that. Cam and Nova says, buy ticket through the airline directly if you can, and know if you can change return date without huge fees. Some of them you can. If you pay like a $50 extra, you can change the date and keep changing it, changing it, and change it. I'm not sure how many times you can do that though. But it used to be that way. I don't know if they changed it. I'm going back 4 years ago. Adam says, is there any talk of accepting proof of recovery certificates? I've never even heard of those, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Sinful says, at Cam and Nova, my tickets all are refundable, changeable. That's good, man. Smoky Mountain Model in the house. Hello, Steve. Brooke Snyder, Largo, Florida, in the house. There we go. Well, we're up to 75 people, 76 already, man. That's really, really quick. So we're gonna have a good show tonight. If we can keep this show rolling tonight with these questions and stuff like that, and just talking and chatting, I'm good to go for a long time tonight. Let's see. I'm all rested and ready to roll. So, Mr. Vegas says, my lease in Vegas runs through August, and I'm glad I have time to see how this shakes out. My advice to everyone is slow down. That's what I've been saying. Yeah, you are right, Mr. Vegas, because any of these things that they're talking about with more, one of the people said there's going to be more coming out next week. So when they say something like that, I always say, okay, what's that going to be? You know, it's kind of scary sometimes. Cam and Nova, what are the average ticket prices from the U.S. before pandemic? Were they always around $1,300 or higher? The ones that I saw, yes. They were pretty high all the time. I'm not sure why. But you know something? I'm sure they're going to be throwing on more planes. It's just that they haven't had time to do that. The airlines are very slow to do stuff like that. I think by the end of next week, all that stuff will just iron itself out, you know? JD says, Cebu Pacific to Bangkok was cheap onward ticket, like $50. Yeah, you can get like Bangkok, Singapore, stuff like that. Get a cheap onward ticket through one of the cheapy airlines out of the Philippines. It doesn't have to be the same airlines you're using. Okay, so just remember that. Let's see. Jim in Florida says, before pandemic, you could get 700. You could get round trip tickets for 700 or less. I got one for 625 one time. So that is true. Okay. Paul Austerhout says, it is pronounced DJ Boudy, and it'll be onward to Jerusalem. Thanks for the solid intel. No problem, Paul. Tone Seeker. Hey, Steve from Texas. Roy Faulkner, consider a regular watcher doesn't always let themselves be known. Yes. We have a lot of people that watch that don't talk on here or whatever because they're at work or whatever, but they do listen. We have people in machine shops and everything. I had a couple of guys tell me that they sit in machine shops and they listen to me when they're working. And we have a couple of people that are security guards and they listen. They write to me. Dickie Spaz says $1,600 US round trip right now from LAX or San Francisco. That's not bad. That's really good for a round trip ticket, Dickie. What airlines is that? See, Michael says BI Computer has direct access to airline Sabre databases and know which tickets have been bought by firms that rent throwaway tickets. That's what it is then. Because I heard they were catching them now. So you really got to be careful about buying those, those rent throwaway ticket things. Boogie Backus says, hi, Steve. I was watching P and Junior. He said you get extension on your visa. You do need a throwaway ticket. Okay. Until I see it in writing, though, I just don't believe it. And I believe it probably is that way. I believe we're fully open. Okay. So don't get me wrong. I believe 100% we're fully open. But I just have like that little tiny bit that just says something's up. Now, that's just my gut feeling. It could be that. It could be something. I just think that this is too good to be true to have a perfect opening without any issues. Hold on a second, guys. Let me shut this off. I don't know who's calling me now, but it's way past the time. Let me find out here. Sorry about that, guy. Guys, let me go back to where we were. Boogie back. Let's see. Now I lost my spot here. If I let my finger off here, it just goes all up. It says, I'm buffering big time. That's not on my end. It's probably on your end, guys. John Miller, what is the cheapest throwaway ticket from Manila? Usually it's like Singapore or someplace like that. It could be Hong Kong. Those are usually the cheapest ones. But they're not through the regular airlines. They're through the cheapo airlines in the Philippines here, which is okay. Southern Late Life. Hi, Stephen. How are you? I'm fine. Okay, Zura, 76 and only 14 thumbs up. Please press thumbs up, people. Thank you, guys. Let's see, we're 81, 30 thumbs up, so we're way above that now. Mr. Vegas, Tonsi guy, refresh the buffering, cleared up. Sinfuls, I understand for me is that first I'm retiring on Monday, the 31st. Second, my wife is already there in the Philippines, has everything set up, not seeing her in 3 months. I understand. I didn't see my girlfriend for 4 years, so I think I get the record pretty much. Justin in Arkansas, Houston consulate would never respond to emails for 3 months. I had to pay for an overnight UPS envelope to get a response. That's pretty sad. It really is, you know. But yeah, I had the same thing 4 years ago. They're very hard to get in touch with. Big John 55 says, I'm waiting a few days before getting a ticket. Looking forward to coming. You know, guys, when you guys get here, if you need any help, if you're coming to the Tracy Martirez area, if you come into the Tracy Martirez area here, then, you know, give me a yell. You guys have my email and stuff like that. You know, just give me a little advance notice if you're looking for property here or whatever. Just FYI, okay? Because, you know, we have a lot of people coming here, and this week here we have a lot of unexpected people that are coming because they're coming earlier. So I was actually planning on going on vacation, so I had to cancel. I'm probably going to have to cancel my vacation or take a shorter one anyway. But that's life in the Philippines, I guess. Paul says, research, it'll be the church wedding in Abra. The no worries is local officials are family up there. Adam says, yeah, some countries are starting to accept proof of recovery certificates for tourists who do not have vaccines but recovered from COVID. Good for 6 months, same as vaccine because of natural immunity. That's interesting. I've never heard that as something as like almost like a vaccine, but that's kind of cool. Brooks Snyder says, can the throwaway ticket depart from a different city than my arrival city? I fly into Manila. Can I book a departure from Cebu? Yes. I'm almost sure, as long as it shows that you're leaving and you're going someplace else. It should, Brooke. You should be fine. Yes. As long as you're leaving the country and going out to another country, okay? So it doesn't mean you have to use it, because you can go to the BI and you can get an extension, okay? If we have that extension, that's the key. That we gotta, I'm gonna try to find that out. But I think 99 to 100% we're there. Okay. Tone Seeker says, thanks, Mr. Vegas. Adam says, Croatia, Italy, Ireland, Iceland, Portugal just started. I think Finland has been doing it for about 3 months. Okay. Lulu55 says, John Miller, Hong Kong and Taipei are short distance flight. Check on Air Asia and Cebu Pacific website for current fares. Yes. Thanks for that, Lulu. Sometimes, guys, you guys have a lot more information than I do, because you guys are in the middle of doing all this stuff. And I'm glad that we can share that on here, because that's really, really good. Because sometimes you guys have some information I don't have. So I like having this live stream, because I think it really, really helps a lot of people, because you guys give out more information than I do sometimes on here, and that's what makes this live stream good. So I want to thank you guys for that. Dickie Spaz says, Philippine Airlines. Brooks Knight, I know about the mask mandates there, but are the plastic face shields still required? No. Now on the planes they could be. So just be aware of that, Brooke. You might want to take a plastic face shield with you just in case on the plane. I don't know what the planes are doing. See, my Philippine travels. Hi, Vince from Sharjah, UAE. A ticket on Emirates to Cebu is 42% higher than normal. I'll wait till prices settle. Dickie Spass says, mother-in-law wants to go home after almost 3 years. My wife has to escort her, and she is scared she'll get stuck in the Philippines. I can understand that with everything going on. Jim in Florida, ABS CBN News said It would take Manila Airport at least 30 days to get up to full capacity again. That's interesting. So, Sinful says, I got something I am bringing for you, Steve. Trust me, you will really enjoy it. Okay. Interesting. You got my number, right, Sinfuls? My Philippine number? If not, just write me and ask me for it. I think you do, though. Let's see. RLV. I talk to so many people. Sometimes I forget who has my phone number and who doesn't. RLV says, go to Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam first before going to PH. I'm not sure where he's saying that, but maybe it's a cheaper ticket or something. Paul Osterhout says, Cebu Pacific, Manila to SGN, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam for $87.50. Okay, that's not bad. Cebu Pacific might be the way to go for a throwaway ticket. Red Ranger says, can you extend at the airport before you clear immigration? Usually, no. I don't believe you can. I don't think you can do. You can ask and see if they'll do it, but I seriously doubt they will. I think you have to be in country already, as in past them, to get that. But you can ask. Can't hurt to ask. BJ, hey Steve, how's it going? Aren't you glad you're not in Boston right now? Yes, I heard about the storm. I heard this is might be bigger than the blizzard of '78. That's what somebody was saying, but I kind of doubt that. The blizzard of '78 was pretty bad. I mean, I still remember that. That was bad. My father was stuck at work for 3 to 4 days. But he got a big, huge check because he worked at a water company in a water district for the town. So he had to stay there, and they told him just sleep whenever you can, but they paid him for every hour, and he had a big, huge check. It was 4 days of getting paid. So I think he got like about 100 hours or something like that, plus his regular check. Brian H. brought RT ticket back in late November for late May departure. Looks like a great deal, as the same ticket now costs $900 more for Virginia to Manila. Okay, it's not bad. CE user says, hi Steve, Robert Conrad here from New Jersey. We've exchanged some emails, first time watching live. I'm in batch 18 waiting for EED. Thanks for all your help. Yeah, for you guys waiting for the stuff from the PRA, talk to Mary Rose about how that's going to play out, because most of it I think is still playing out the same, okay? And until you hear from her about any changes, don't think that you can just jump on a plane and come over here and you're okay. Until you talk to her, okay? So I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Mary Rose is probably going to have everything answered probably next week sometime from the PRA. The PRA is just catching up with all this information because they were left in the dark too, and they get this information, at the last minute on a Friday with the news dump, and then they have to clean it all up on Monday. So we'll see what happens with all that stuff. So just slow down on that. Don't worry about it. You're still going to get in here. And you guys that are waiting for your SRRVs, the good thing about it is you guys can stay here. So that's the good part. You don't have to worry about the 36 months and then have to leave and come back. I've been here for 4 years straight. Okay, I've never left. I have no intentions on leaving yet. Maybe sometime in the future I'll leave to go someplace to travel, but I have no intention on leaving yet. So, Smoky Mountain Model says, I was listening to Darren's SRRV interview, and he said SSDI disability is not considered a pension. Is that true? If so, I hope they keep the 36-month tourist visa in place. I don't know. That's something you have to run by Mary Rose. It's usually just something, if it says pension, it has to say the word pension on it, okay? So if it doesn't say pension, it's a big no. As far as Social Security, yes. Now SSDI, I'm not so sure. That's something to run by Mary Rose, Smoky Mountain, okay? Because I don't deal with that part of it. I deal with helping people with the apostles and stuff like that, but she deals with that. So if you run that by Mary Rose, she can answer that for you. But I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. Let's see. JD says, anyone have experience with getting S-Pass for travel around Philippines, and how long it takes for an LGU to approve once you apply? I'm not sure. Let's see. Jim and Rose's Adventures in Manila, Philippines. You do real life on some airlines is buy throwaway tickets if they have offices in Manila, you can actually get percentage of a refund. I did this about, I don't know, must say a year ago. Their thing tends to cut off at the end, so I don't know. I can't see, and I'm missing like about a quarter of the words there. So Jim and Rose, I don't know what's going on with your stuff, but the way it sends it to me, it sends it all messed up. It might be your computer or something. Sinful says planes are optional now. Let's see, Justin in Arkansas, I got a onward ticket to Singapore and PAL for $70. That's a good deal. Roy Faulkner, not on the planes. Sinfuls, yes, I have. Carson Navigator, hope to see you soon. Planning on flying in mid-March. I'll probably be around here, guys. If you guys are looking, to find places around here, I can help you. A lot of them are getting snapped up as we speak. So we'll see what happens. Just a heads up, we are now not sure about an EED for SRRV. Mary Rose investigating as the visit on arrival is only 30 days. Yes, we are waiting for information on that. That's why I'm saying you have to run that by Mary Rose, okay? Southern Leyte Life. There's a lot going on, a lot of changes still going on. Next week we'll probably iron out a lot of that stuff. So we have to, there's a lot of answers that can't be answered, unfortunately. I wish we had more answers, but yeah, as far as the PRA, there's a lot of stuff up in the air right now, and we're waiting to see how it's going to iron out. But everybody will be fine. Sinfuls, yes, I was in the blizzard of 78. Yeah, that was fun. Kevin Workman, good evening. Great news. I will be touching down in Manila on September 29th. Okay, that's you got a long ways to go then. Sinful says my last full pay period. I'm currently working. I'm working 13 out of 14 days. I will have 220 hours of pay in a 2-week period. That's not bad. That's really good, Sinfuls. Red Ranger, Sinfuls, thanks for the update. I don't plan on coming until April. All that should be cleared up by then. I would like to stay for about 50 days. You probably will be. You'll be fine. I think everybody will be fine as long as you follow all the rules and you make sure you have your COVID cards and all that stuff. You guys will be all set. John Fetchko, legally better to marry in Philippines or USA. I would say get married over here. So be registered. Well, actually in the USA, if you can get her over there, so you can register for her for Social Security. Because if you're going to keep a girl over here, it's harder. I think it's harder for her to get Social Security, but I'm not sure of that. I don't know how that works. So I get a lot of people asking me about that. What about my girlfriend getting Social Security? I don't know. I'm not a Social Security expert. Roy Faulkner says, one big issue I found with traveling to the Philippines is making to get the RT-PCR. When my girlfriend traveled on the 25th of December from LAX, there were 10 folks who couldn't board because they'd taken the wrong test. That sucks. Sinful says, just notice I said planes are optional. Face shields on planes are optional. Okay. I was wondering what you were saying, Sinful. I was like, what do you mean planes are optional? Okay. Let's see. I don't know who this guy is. His writing looks like Korean. I think this is the Korean guy. What happens now, Western guys retired in Asian world looking for woman? How about Western woman? I don't know. Red Ranger, do you think they will get rid of the mask mandate next month? No, I do not. I think it's going to be here for a while. Okay, maybe another year, maybe another 6 months. I do not see it going away, and if it does go away, stores can still keep it in place, and malls too. So the answer is no. A lot of people in the malls are still wearing face shields in some of the stores. Still mandatory at some stores. Michael L says, do you know any cheap shipping options from the Philippines to the U.S., like a reverse Balik buy-in box? You know what, Michael? I would say contact those companies and ask them. I would imagine that they probably do have like something like a reverse Balik buy-in box if you talk to them. I think it's LBC here does shipping like that. I'm not sure, but they probably have stuff like that. I could be wrong on that because I'm not up on the shipping stuff here. But yeah, I think it's LBC. Somebody told me that they ship something from LBC to the States. So maybe that's the one you'd want to talk to. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. Dan Berg, hi Steve, came to Philippines in July. Mary Rose completed my SRRV and wife's dual citizenship. Everything is done. She completed my documents, scheduled appointments, and delivered doc to me. Fantastic. That's awesome, man. That's good. Let's see. Brian H. My Philippine travels. I would avoid Emirates for a couple of months until safety and pilot training issues resolved. Two major near disasters leaving Dubai in the past 45 days. Videos are on YouTube. That's pretty scary, man. Edward Fern, SSDI is only good for 30 days, then it goes to SSI. Okay. RLV, yes. The biggest issue right now is the plane ticket prices because our flag carrier PAL can't operate full time. Okay. BJ says, hey, Steve, do you know if VA Veterans Disability will be considered a pension for the SRRV? I know a retirement visa will be. Mary Rose answers like the pension stuff. If it says permanent, and it's, well, it doesn't say pension on the thing. I don't think anywhere. Maybe it does. If you can get a document that says pension, then you're good, because she wants something that says pension. It has to say pension, not like if it says. I think if it says disability pension, it might be good. But you have to talk to Mary Rose about that. I know she was. We talked about this in the past. She said something about it has to say the words pension. Okay, so that's key. But talk to her about that, okay? Because she's the one on that end that decides what's good and what's not. Okay, she talks to the PRA and says, hey, what about this and what about that? She can tell you everything about that. I don't deal with that on my end. Okay, I deal with helping the people get their apostles, helping them with the police report. I can answer some of the questions, but a lot of them I can't answer. That happens to be, a lot of them I can't answer because that happens to be one of them. Okay, we got 120 people, 54 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Steve Barron says, Steve, please correct me if I am incorrect. Doesn't the PRA help the expat file an extension once all their paperwork and passports is submitted to the PRA? If you need help with the extension, they might help you. Yes, they have a lot of services there, okay? One of the services that they have, by the way, guys, for you guys that are SRRV holders, is helping, and for you guys that are coming in on the SRRVs, applications and stuff like that, is they help you transfer your license over to a Philippine license, okay? So you can still keep your old license, but they help you get your new license. And when you get that new license, make sure you add on that you want to also drive a scooter, just in case you want to, okay? All right, so just keep that in mind. John says, Grandpa Vlogger, no mention of extension. That's interesting because usually he's on top of stuff. The fact that he didn't mention that is kind of scary because he's pretty good on what he comes out with, you know. And that's one thing I caught too. And he would usually mention that because he's one of these people that's on top of stuff. He's a really, really good vlogger, Grandpa Vlogger. So for any of you guys that don't know him, check his stuff out sometimes because he's really, really good. And if he doesn't mention that, he could be on top of something. Maybe next week we'll hear something. Who knows? Sinfuls, Roy Faulkner, airports have a service called Express Labs. You can get a rapid PCR, RT-PCR test results in less than 60 minutes, but you need an appointment. Okay. Brian Adamson, his message retracted. Okay. BJ, Western men are tired of Western women. Seems that way, doesn't it? It does seem that way. Brian H., there is a 5-year U.S. residency requirement for Filipina wife to receive SS spouse and survivor benefit. Yeah, I think you have to be in the U.S. for 5 years. That's a long time, man. That's kind of scary. It's sad that you get married and you have to go take her to the U.S. for 5 years. I mean, that's pretty risky. You know. See, Smoky Mountain Model says, I hate to take that big of a pay cut, Edward Fern. I'm 64 and I have 1.5 years until full SSA. Dark Stallion says, I believe for your Filipino wife to receive your Social Security in the future, she must have physically resided in the States for at least 5 years. I believe that's true. We were just talking about that. But that's good to know. I know that, that's a lot of guys here worry about that. And, a lot of guys say that they won't take their their wife back to the States for 5 years. So Brian Adams says, great news about Philippines opening up. However, tickets are still billionaire prices. At least they are in the UK. Sinfuls. Yes, Mary Rose told me My VA disability qualified. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, that's really good news. Are the Philippines embassies abroad issuing 9A visas as they did before the pandemic? Yes, I would believe that they are. I believe that's going to start up. I think that was on that IATF list. Okay, Gleason Baker, and you probably won't need the EED to get those anymore, like before. So I think that's all gone away. Gleason Baker says, "Hello, Steve. How you doing, Gleason? Good to see you on here, man." Jason Molson, Steve, thanks for you and Mary Rose. I land in Manila February 2nd. I am so excited. Thanks to no quarantine, I will fly Nagar February 3rd. No problem, Jason. I'm glad we helped you. You know. BJ at Sinfuls, thanks. Sticky Spaz says, "I'll be taking my SSA at 62, crunching the numbers. It's just not worth to wait until full age, in my opinion." You know, I'm debating about that too, whether to take it at 62 or whether to take it at 65 or 67. I really have to stop and take a look at that because I'm coming up on that time in a few more years where I'm going to have to make a decision. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's see, we're 128 people watching, 66 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Bullish Old Pal says, "Steve, is that country cryptocurrency friendly?" Yes. There's a lot of people here that do cryptocurrency. Paying for merchandise and services with crypto. I don't know about that part. You can get a crypto credit card. I know, I think on Coinbase or a crypto ATM, and it just transfers it right out of your crypto right into cash. I've seen it online. I'm not sure which ones offer it. Dickie Spaz says at Jason Molson, that's awesome. JD, Jason, good timing. I arrived on SRV on January 27th and am here in 5-day quarantine in Manila. Timing is everything. Michael O'Hurley says, I have rebooked my hotels in Manila and Boracay, March 2023. Wow, 2023. Justin in Arkansas this morning, LAX lab canceled my 1-hour PCR test on February 10th. They said they cannot get enough test kits. Wow, that's interesting. I'm sure this isn't helping them. Let's put it that way. Michael L. says, it is Pet Shop Boys in reverse. Western men want Eastern girls. Let's see. Dave Cool, I bought a ticket this morning from Bangkok and Manila for the 10th, $600 US on Cebu Pacific. There you go. Cam and Nova says, going to Manila for 4 weeks in March or April. Girlfriend in Pasig and Quinta area. I have to work remotely. Stable internet so important. Any recommendations? I don't know what you need for recommendations. I mean, are you moving here, Cam? If you want to talk to me, you can get my number. We can chat. You can ask me for my phone number at Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay, and if you want to chat, we can talk about anything you want to talk about. I'll answer it. I'm not sure what you're looking for recommendations. Simon Kennedy, hello from Queen Elizabeth country. There we go. Joe Davis, snowing in Myrtle Beach. I like Myrtle Beach. A lot of people don't like Myrtle Beach. I actually like. I like that area. I like the shoreline along the Carolinas. It's beautiful there. I have a lot of nice memories in Myrtle Beach from when I was a kid. When I was 17 in the service, I was actually stationed in Charleston, South Carolina. So we used to go up to Myrtle Beach on the weekends and drive up there, and I have a lot of good memories there. And they used to have Ripley's Believe It or Not. I remember that. Carl C, SVC. Hello, need information for a 9A and SRRS, it says, but it should be SRRB. Retired military on compensation, but not pension issued by the VA. And yes, I am married to a Philippine for 17 years. Also, my mother is from Philippines. Okay, Carl, you can contact me, okay, and ask for my phone number. I'm a little bit behind because we've been swamped lately. So any of you guys that are waiting for answers or anything, tomorrow I'll be starting to answer all those questions. But Carl, get in touch with me at Steven5975 at yahoo.com, and I will hook you up to get you connected to get your SRV started, and I'll give you my number so you can contact me. Let me know if you want my Philippine number or my US number, okay, to call me. I'll give you either or both if you want. Philip Rogers says, how many years do you plan on living past 62? My family they live to be about 85. So that's the I got to try to figure all that out. Steven 2020 says, "Hi Steve, as always, thanks for your help to us future expats waiting to get there next year." No problem, Steve. Carl C, hello from Pasadena, Houston area. So Carl, if you're in Pasadena, Houston area, send me a email at steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay, and ask me for my phone number, and I can help you out with the SRV info. Okay, Lulu55, for your information, Manila to Singapore is the lowest current fares by Cebu Pack 3,800 pesos in March. I just check it out. With opening of borders, maybe also this fares will go down soon. Maybe. Mr. Vegas is taking SSA at 62 is essentially betting that you won't live much past 78 or 79. That's the break-even time span. You know, if you die, you die. I mean, that's the way I look at it. You know, I mean, you really can't plan it. You're not gonna know that you lost that, and and so I mean, at that point, it doesn't really matter. But I mean, it's nice to get the extra big checks and stuff like that. That's what I say. But I don't know. I'm gonna weigh it out with a 62, 65, or 67, and I'm kind of going towards 67 because I have enough money right now. I can survive pretty well. So we'll see what happens. Kevin Smith says my wife and kids have U.S. and RP passports, but the RP passports have expired. Do you think I will be able to get the Balikbayan visa on arrival? You guys got expired pass. You can't even come in here with an expired passport. Do you think I'll be able to get the Balikbayan visa on arrival? No. Not with all that stuff going on. If you guys are all coming together, you're not giving me all the information, Kevin. And I'm not really up on the Balikbayan visas. I'm more on the SRRV. Maybe somebody else here can answer that. But I mean, until you guys get the passport issue settled, you guys aren't coming in here no matter what. So that's just a given. Paul Osterhout and Steve, when I get there, the barbecue is on in Cavite, your neighbor. There we go. Sounds good, man. Cavite is kind of far away from me, though. I mean, it is. I live in Cavite province, but Cavite itself is actually it's a little far away. It's a little bit of a drive. Not too far, but we drive further. Actually, today we were over in Alabang picking up some subs. We stopped at Subway. Philip Rogers, bigger cities have bigger internet. We have really, really good internet here, guys. Darren Cooper, hey, Steve, what's the skinny? The skinny? I don't know. We got a lot of people coming. Let's put it that way, Darren. So, and a lot of people going your way, too. So, Darren lives over at Florida Sun Estates, and a lot of the guys are moving over there. So, there's going to be a lot of people moving that way. Brooke Snyder makes a comment right after. He's moving there, too. PH is the largest gaming community on the planet that earns crypto playing. People are quitting their jobs to play full time. That's interesting. I'm really interested in the crypto community, but it's after looking to see what happened with crypto, I'm kind of glad that I wasn't in it that much. I mean, I lost a little bit, but not a lot. I'm still way ahead on Tesla though. Maria Tolentino says, you get a Balikbayan stamp even with a U.S. passport. I have only a U.S. passport and I'm always considered a Balikbayan. Okay. Sean Richardson says, I can't see past 2 blocks up here in Lowell, Massachusetts. Blizzard. That's pretty cool, Sean. I mean, I wonder if it's going to be... Are they still saying, Sean, that it's going to be worse than the blizzard of 78? Can you put a comment on here? I'm just curious, because that's what I heard. Over here, the thing that I saw was that it's going to be worse than the blizzard of 78. So they're not talking in inches anymore. They're talking in feet in some areas. I heard just like 3 or 4 feet and stuff like that. So I don't know how bad it is, but that's one of the things that I read. I hope that's not true, but that's what they're saying. Bullish Old Pal says, the law days, we can't travel with more than 10,000 cash, but we can travel with unlimited cryptocurrency fees, NDA in our digital wallets. Yes, there we go. Red Ranger says, Steve, when you get off the plane and before you get your passport stamped, You could extend up to 59 days for like 1,500 pesos at the NAIA airport. I was wondering if we will be reinstated. I assume we will be. I don't know what you mean by reinstated. That's good information, though, if you can do that. A lot of people don't ask because there's just so much going on. They don't want to hold people up or whatever. So, Brooks Snyder says Darren is skinny. There we go. Maximus, good morning, Steve. The opening came too late for me to schedule a Philippines vacation this time around. I'm currently on vacation somewhere else. At least you're on vacation, man. I can't even go on vacation. I was planning on going someplace, and I had to cancel everything because everybody's coming in at once, and I need to be here to help them find their homes and stuff like that. So I got a couple people coming in really soon. I think there's a couple people here already. They have to contact me when they get out of the quarantine. So I'm waiting for those calls, and then we'll get rolling with them. Let's see. Paul says Philippine long distance, little satellite dish on the house. Service is great. What I have at the house in Cavite. Okay. Dickie Spaz. My wife has been in the States 17 years, working and making her own salary. She's a dual citizen as well as our son. My wife also pays into her Philippine SSS pension. Not much, but every little bit helps. Leonard Lund says, hi, Steve, from Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. This is Houston. I know what it is, though. Sinfuls, I am taking my SS at 62 as it is pretty respectable then. Okay. Kenny Alfred, I didn't pay into mine that long because I was in a municipality paying into the municipality, and they didn't take out for Social Security, but I did work a second job and paid into it. But they penalized me by like about a third on my Social Security, so I have to really think that out and figure out what's best for me. But they were talking about changing that, but I doubt they ever will. Ken Alfred says, any coverage of Canadian Freedom Convoy 2022 there? Not expat, but was on Oahu 10 years, large Philippine contingent there. I never even heard of that, to be honest with you. Michael L., you get more SS if you wait until 70. A lot more, yes. But I don't know if I'd wait till 70. That would be waiting too long. Not so crazy, John. In 3 or 4 months, they will probably realize that restrictions are redundant, like UK and some other countries. So situations is fluid. Hopefully airfares will come down as flight numbers increase. I think they will. Way more. Hi, Steve. Spending my Saturday morning with you is a great way to start my weekend. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Waymore. Brooks Snyder says, take the pension's early bird in hand. Also with inflated money later, less. BM, hello, enjoy your life in the Philippines. Thank you. Zemazingo says, it's opening up. Yes. Dickie Spess, I am not banking on my SSA to retire and live off. That's a recipe for disaster. Yes, you need to plan on something else. I'm thinking if I do take it early, I would just invest it till I was 67. And I could probably boost it by as much as they do, if not more. Sinful says the new trend will be metaverse in regards to crypto. I have many metaverse coins. Let's see. Lloyd White says, great show. Thanks for the updates. BM says, I can't wait to get my disability and enjoy the simple life. Darren Cooper says, Brooks Snyder has the rigor mortis set in yet. He's sitting down in Florida, man. There's a lot of people down there with a lot of rigor mortis. So, JD, his whole neighborhood has rigor mortis. JD says, if your wife has a valid U.S. visa and an expired Philippines passport, you should be able to get the Balikbayan visa as long as you travel together. Oh, an expired okay, I got what you're saying now. All right, I misread that earlier. Expired Philippines. So you got a U.S., you're a dual citizen, you got the U.S. passport that's not expired, but you got a Philippine expired passport. Yeah, you should be, maybe. I'm thinking yes. Sounds like it. Like I said, I'm not up on that Balikbayan stuff, so I'm not really good on it. A lot of people ask me that stuff, and I really don't know enough about that. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Vince Petrie says, hi, Steve. At work again, watching your vlog. Always better when I'm getting paid to watch. LOL. That's good. Um, it's funny. I was telling the guys earlier. I says, we have a lot of guys on here that work in machine shops, or they work doing security work or whatever, part time or whatever. They're all retirees that are working still, but they're working doing security jobs. And it's funny because they actually just sit and listen to it. So it's almost like a podcast for some. But BJ, no snow in Orlando, Florida, but it's a blustery 44. 7 Celsius. Burr will be 33 Fahrenheit. That's pretty cool down in Orlando, Florida. Michael L says, Kevin Smith, are you stating that your wife and you have valid U.S. passport? However, your wife's Philippine passport is expired. If this is the case, you should be good for the ballot mine. Yeah, Michael, that was my question. I was kind of like baffled the way he was asking that because you can't travel on an expired passport, but unless you got dual citizenship or something like that. And it sounds like that's what it is. If that's the case, then yes. Let's see, Kevin says, Michael L says, Kevin, bring your marriage certificate. Paul Osterhard says, message retracted. Dark Stallion, do you think the monthly house and American rental, the apartment prices will increase in your area with the opening of the Philippines? To be honest with you, our area has like kind of a glut of homes around here still. Not so much as we did before. We've seen a lot more people coming up from the islands that were destroyed and stuff like that. So some of those places are getting, grabbed quick. So when you get here, grab what you can grab because you might not be able to grab it later. And if you guys are coming to my area, contact me, please, because we have better leads than most people. Okay, so just let me know. All right, just let me know. Like if you need help, contact me. You guys know how to email me and stuff like that. Steven5975 at yahoo.com, and I'll help you find a place. Me and my girlfriend are pretty good at finding places for people. We found Darren his. We've helped a lot of people here find homes. We found Nathan a home. We found Kenny a home. And we found really, really good homes. And we got them hooked up with everything so that they're all comfortable. Darren's got a great home, very comfortable with, with Romnick's work. And he's got, great help there and stuff like that. We've also got, Kenny. Kenny's very comfortable over where he is. He got cabinets put in there the other day. And he has, it looks beautiful over there. I was over there, was it yesterday or today? And let me tell you something, the home looked very comfortable to live in. He's still got some more stuff that he wants to do over there. And it's looking really, really nice. And I was actually like, wow, this is beautiful. But Nathan's coming soon. Nathan hasn't finished doing all the stuff in his place. And, he's going to be living a little bit different than Kenny. He wants to live more like the Filipinos do. Kenny lives more like a little bit different. He set up his house to make it comfortable for his gaming, and he's got his drum set over there, electronic drum set. You can put the headphones on so you don't bother the neighbors and stuff. But he's got a nice little setup over there. It's kind of like my house. My house is a Filipino-style home, but I have it set up really comfortable, and it's okay living in a Filipino-style home because you can make it yours. You know what I mean? I if you saw my house, you'd see how comfortable we are. It's small, but we like it the way we are. Let's see, we're at 142, 83 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Paul Osterhaus says, sister in Leeds, she's got 1 foot now. Dickie Spaz says, staking crypto is very profitable at the moment. Sean Richardson says, they're saying it might be, should know in about 10 hours. Is it a sit and spin and dump style storm like the 78 blizzard on the coast? I think the blizzard of 78, if I remember, was 2 storms coming together, but I can't remember. On the coast through hurricane, strong winds, so flooding on top of it. They're having high tides right now, I think. I think that's what I read, but I could be wrong on that, Sean. Back in New England. Vince Petrie says, what's the rules as I'm coming in with my Filipino wife, Balak Bayan? Like I said, Vince, I don't know that much about the Balak Bayan. I just know you need your marriage certificate and stuff like that. So bring that. You may want to check on that online somehow, or somebody here can post something about it. I just don't know enough about the Balak Bayan to be making comments about that. Wayne Carr says 16 to 21 inches of snow forecast for Bangor, Maine. Snow has started. Yeah, my sister lives up in Madison, Maine. She lives up that way, and I'm hearing from people that, I mean, if you remember the blizzard of '78, they at first they weren't predicting that much snow, and then we got slammed. I remember walking out the next day. It took 4 days to shovel out the driveway and a path out to the street. 4 days. My father kept calling me, telling me to make sure to shovel a place for him to park, and I'm like, Dad, I says they plowed all the snow. They plowed literally all the snow in front of my father's driveway. I literally had to shovel that snow, that giant pile that was probably like about 12 to 14 feet high, and move it so my father could get into the driveway to park. It was that bad. It was horrible. And then the guy would come back and just do it again to me. And I was like devastated. I was just a kid. You know, I was like 12 years. I don't even remember how old I was. It was like, let's say, like 13 or something like that, or 14 years old, I remember. And it was awful. I hated shoveling after that. I don't never want to shovel again. Let's see. Dickie Spaz says, Sean Richardson, that doesn't sound like fun. Paul Osterhout says, your email again? Paul Osterhout, my email is Steven5975. Steven is with a V. Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Okay? I won't be answering everybody till tomorrow and Monday. Okay? Because I'm a little bit behind. So just FYI. I'll try to answer everybody tomorrow if I can, though. Vince Petrie, check out EVA Airlines 900 round trip from Texas, USA. That's a good deal, man. That's a very, very good deal. Sean Richardson says, Dickie Spaz, nope. Another reason to move to the Philippines, LOL. Don, our 16 to 21 inches from Maine, folks, is just the dusting. Yeah, actually, it is in some cases because that's not that big of a deal there. My sister gets slammed with snow up there. I mean, she tells me all the time she gets a foot, 8 inches, 14 inches, 21 inches. It's quite common there, and the cold up there is incredible. I see Dickie Spaz, and they're doing the clapping. Lulu55, Kevin Smith, I guess you don't need a valid PH passport. Ballot buy-in is extended for former PH citizens with another citizenship travel with U.S. passport. As long as travel together, you can get the ballot buy-in visa. Okay, there's the answer. 13 in Asia. What's up, Steve? Hello from Angeles. We will see about this opening. Yes. Well, it looks like we have an opening. The question is about the extensions. But I think that's happening. So that's a good thing. Kaparan says, Kevin Smith, you'll get a ballot buy-in visa with an expired passport and marriage certificate on entry to the PH. If your wife is a U.S. nationality, she must also have dual nationality from PH Embassy. Okay, so that's interesting. Mary Rose Sagrado says, Idol, shout out in Manila. BM, I will retire at 62 and enjoy my hard work. There we go. Chris G, from me, I'm not touching any crypto. Scott Chicks says, message retracted. Cam and Nova, crazy to rent a car in Manila to get around. You know, Cam and Nova, if you need help and you're in Manila, and you're coming down to my area, I can hook you up with a driver and everything. But to rent a car in Manila, I think it's crazy to drive in Manila. I think you best, if you're going to be around Manila, just use Grabs. They're cheap, exceptionally cheap. If you come to my area and you're going to live in my area and you need a driver, contact me. We have plenty of drivers available for expats. They're all very, very reasonable. Sometimes we share rides with other expats. I can connect you with other expats, and some of them will be glad to share with you. We have a lot more coming in, which means we have a lot more opportunities to share rides too. So that's a good thing. So you'll save a little bit. Mark White, yeah, freezing in Charlotte, NC also. Basefi says, I love you. Oh, thank you. JD, Cam, better to use Grab cars than have a car in Manila. I think so. I think that's true. Yes. Lulu55, Vince Petrie, same as before COVID, travel with your wife and get BB visa, ballot buy-in visa for 1 year. Vince Petrie, do you have to swab test to leave Philippines back to the USA? That I don't know, because I never traveled back to the USA. So I never really look into that. Maximus says windfall laws penalize people with pensions to where they get less SS payouts at time of retirement. I think if you paid into SS, you should get what others get that paid in. You know, Maximus, I agree, because I was working 2 jobs, 2 almost full-time jobs too. for a while there, actually, I was working two full-time jobs for a good chunk of that time, and I get penalized really bad. Sinfuls, Vince Petrie, if you're traveling with your spouse and have your marriage certificate in hand, you will get a 1-year ballot buying visa stamp. Scott Chegg says, I'm looking forward to traveling to Philippines in March for a good look around for somewhere to live. Scott, if you're looking for a good place to live, you might want to check out Cavite Province. You might want to check out General Trias for cheap rent. You're kind of in the middle of everything, so it's a good spot too. And quick access to Manila. So if you want to go to Manila for the night or day, it's a good take. I can walk out my door, walk up 200 feet, jump on a jeepney and go up to Dasma, or I can walk a little bit further and I can catch a bus up to Manila for less than $3. Waymore says minus 22 degrees Celsius in Toronto, minus 30 Celsius with wind chill. Off topic, what was your godfather's profession? My godfather's profession, he's in New York. Okay, he was not a correctional officer. No, he lives right near Sing Sing prison. He actually worked at the Merry Knoll there, helping around the Merry Knoll, and he also worked in some company there. Yeah, my godfather worked in Guam as a mechanic, fixing planes during World War II also. So he's 98 years old. I talked to him last night. 98 years old, World War II veteran. Incredible guy. I just hope the guy never fails. He's 98. He's I can see a little bit. He's starting to, the age is starting to catch on to him now, and I hope it doesn't. But at some point it will have to at 98. But it'll be a hard loss to take for sure. Rick DeVries says, sorry I got on late. Is it true the Philippines open on February 10th? Is there any restrictions on tourists coming from Canada? Not that I know of. There is some stuff coming out next week, they did say. So that's why I tell people kind of, I think everything will be okay. I think everything's open. I think we're even going to get the extensions. I think that's all true. A lot of people posting all that and saying all that. I think it's pretty much true, okay? So, Tom Pierce says, hello, so today is Saturday, right? Yes, it is, Tom. We actually did a show last night, so we just did that just to talk about what was going on about the opening a little bit. Every once in a while, I'll do a surprise, impromptu live stream, and last night was one of them. I'm probably going to throw out a few more here and there, so just FYI. Let me see. My thing just popped back up again. CE user says, obtained clear for marriage certificate at U.S. Embassy in Manila 2 years ago. Is it still valid, or is there an expiration date? I wouldn't even know what to say about that, CE user. I mean, it's 2 years old. I would imagine it's probably expired, because they don't know. It's 2 years, so I would say it's probably expired. You probably need a fresh one, but I don't know. You'd have to talk to them and ask them, because I'm over here, everything's up in the air a lot, especially when it comes to stuff like that. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. BM says 1-bedroom apartment in Virginia is $2,295. That's crazy. We can get them here for $80. Edward Fern says thumbs up. Let's go 125.93 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Paul Osterhout says no need for the clear to marry at U.S. Embassy. Get it notarized at a local lawyer. Wayne Carr, I remember that well. Is there a place on vaccine questionnaire for what had COVID and recovered with no vaccine? I don't know. I haven't seen that questionnaire, to be honest with you, so I wouldn't even know. Philip Rogers, second weekend in a row snowed here in Virginia. Will be shoveling driveway when you are done. Glenda Vargas is in the house. Hi, Steve. Good evening. How you doing, Glenda? Vince Petrie, thanks, Sinfuls. That's what I thought. Just needed clarification. Michael L. says, being cramped in an economy seats for 17-hour flights sounds like torture. That's the one thing I remember, man, was flying here. It really was truly like torture, RR says it's cold here in York, England, but nothing compared to New York. Stay warm and safe. Yeah, you guys back in New England and New York, guys, stay safe, guys, because it's bad out there. You know, I'm hearing it's gonna be really bad. You guys are in for a wallop. So, Michael L. At least spring is spring for premium economy. Vince Petrie says thanks all. Cam and Nova, very cool, Steve. Thanks. Vince Petrie not going until May. Let it level out. BJ says, Steve, I think you mentioned in a video that e-bikes, drones, etc. are cheaper there. I also heard that computers, cell phones, TVs, etc. are more expensive. Yes. It's kind of funny that they are, but yes, that's true. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, e-bikes, drones, and stuff like that you can get here really, really cheap. And you can get some really decent brands and stuff like that. And the parts are fairly easy to get because you can order them online, and there's a lot of e-bike sales around here and stuff. But yeah, it seems like cell phones, like iPhones and stuff, are a little bit more expensive than computers. I mean, I paid a pretty hefty price for my Mac, but you know something? I love my Mac. My Mac's great. BM, when you have dual citizenship, you don't need a Philippine passport as long as your U.S. passport is not expired. Make sure that you have your dual citizenship certificate with you when departing Philippines. 13 in Asia says just drove in Manila the other day and it sucked. Third time visiting immigration from my annual ACRI card. I'm lucky that I don't have to get that ACR card because of the SRV. I don't even know what that's all about anyway. You know, people talk about the ACR cards. I know that they have them to get certain things and stuff, but that's one thing I'm exempt from. And you SRV holders out there, you don't need the ACR card. You can get one if you want it, but it's no sense to get it, okay, because you're exempt. And it says it on your SRV card that you're exempt. So keep that in mind if anybody says, well, you need to have an ACR card in the country. No, you don't, okay? And you're also eligible to get the Philippine National ID card too. But I went there the other day. They're giving me a hard time about getting it. But they said I'm eligible for it, but we can't get it yet. But sometime in the future, we'll be able to. Sean Richardson says, going to Duncan's coffee time. As always, great info, Steve. Let's see. Talk to you later. Okay, Sean. AVC, why are there fewer expats in Luzon compared to Visayas and Mindanao Islands? I don't think that that's totally true, AVC. You know, there's a lot of expats up in Angeles, Subic, over in Aurora, in Baguio. A few more have moved up there that I've talked to. We have quite a few in this area, but not a lot. I don't think that that's totally true. We have quite a few here. Actually, Cavite has a lot of people here around here that are all veterans because they move in this area because they need to use the VA. And they're very happy with living in this area, most of them. See, Michael L. says one can rent a car at the airport through budget with MX. However, driving in Manila will test even the best drivers. Get a Grab for travel within Metro Manila. Yes, I agree with you, Michael, on that one. Or hire a driver. You can hire a driver. If you're living down here where I'm at, you can go through me. I don't make a nickel off of it. You can hire a driver. Willie White says, if you're able to come without being vaccinated, how hard will it be to get around to travel and shop in the Philippines? You can't. You can't. You can't. A lot of the places won't even let you in. You can't go in the restaurants. They check. They want your card. You can't. You can't go in the malls. Can't do a lot of things. So if you guys plan on coming over here without being vaccinated, you can come here. You're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to eat at a restaurant unless you eat outside or something. So that's the sad part. You're not going to be able to shop. You're not going to be able to go out with your girlfriend. So I tell people, if you're not vaccinated, don't even bother coming because it's going to be a miserable life over here for you. I know one guy that's here already. He lives in town here. And he's not happy because of what's going on. He's happy that, with his family and stuff like that. But I mean, he's not happy about what's going on here. I mean, I'll be honest about that. So, if you're vaccinated, you can just live in your normal life over here, and that's good. But if you're not, I'd hate to be you guys. RLV says, if you are flying into Manila, just be ready for the bad traffic. Please bring lots of patience. Bring lots of patience anyway for your first 3 months here because you're going to need it. Trust me. Go to open a bank account and see how many hoops you have to jump through. Okay, so be ready for that. You're going to need a barangay thing saying where you live and all that stuff. So just be aware of that. Michael L says, Willie, they will not admit unvaccinated Farang. Get vaccinated. Yeah, I think they're not even, I don't even know what they're doing as far as unvaccinated, if they're letting them on the planes anymore. There was a thing the other day, something about that. I think Michael's right about that. Don R, speaking of World War II, have you ever been to Tacloban Leyte? No, I have not. My father's ship sunk off of Ormoc. It was the USS Ward. It was the one that fired a torpedo on a submarine outside of Pearl Harbor. So, and it got sunk. It didn't get sunk. It got hit by a kamikaze, but a ship pulled up next to it and sunk it. And it was actually the captain he was the one that shot that submarine outside of Pearl Harbor. He was actually moved to another ship, and he had to sink his old ship. So it's kind of, you can read that on I think Wikipedia. CE user 9A visa application. There was a couple of awards, so be careful. But the one that went off at Ormoc. Okay. CE user 9A visa application instructions requires itinerary and date leaving PH when website says in bold letters not purchase airline tickets until visa is approved. A little confused there. Let's see. Yes, the 9A visa is different. 9A visa is not visa on arrival, and some people get those two mixed up. CE user. Okay, some people get those two, the terminology of the 9A tourist visa mixed up with visa on arrival. Not the same. Not the same. Philip Jones, if you are in bad health, live close to a good hospital. Clark, Manila, Cebu. John with moonshine shoulders died of heart attack. Yes, he did. Unfortunately, we talked about that last week. It wasn't 4 days ago. It was more than that, because the area he didn't know the procedure to help. There's more to it than that, Philip. I actually have a couple of emails in his last few days, and he told me what was going on. He was moving to a different hospital. They told him he was all stable, and I guess he found out that he wasn't stable, and that's why he passed away, unfortunately. He wanted to move to a better hospital, and he probably should have got the procedure done at that hospital right away. I think it was that dire. I think that when they got him stable, they should have said, no, we don't want you to move out of here. But a lot of Filipinos, they don't want to get in a fight with people, and I think that was a fight. That somebody should have said something that says, hey, you need to get this done right away. Don't wait. But it's too late now, unfortunately. And John's missed. But he's missed right now on here, because he used to be on here all the time. Michael L., I am paying $330 a month for my 3-bedroom house in Middle America. That's awesome, man. Refi just in time. There you go. 13 in Asia says, if you think commercial flight tour should try flying multiple times to U.S. from Philippines in a C-130. LOL. There we go. Rick Zale says, I think you can enter as an unjabbed American if you go through lots of hoops, certain conditions. What do you recommend? I recommend not coming, Rick. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you, Rick. Guys, if you're not vaccinated, don't come, because you're gonna hate it here. Okay, and I'm just telling you, because if you think it's bad in the United States not being vaccinated, wait till you come here. So don't come, because you're not gonna be able to do anything, and you're gonna hate it, and then you're gonna regret coming here. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, I should have the guy that lives in town here come on here and talk, and say what about what his existence here, because he's not happy. So I mean, I'm just putting that out there. Save yourself the aggravation. Don't come unless you're vaccinated. Don't, please don't. You're just gonna be miserable. So just FYI, okay. Ben Bean, time to buy Kathy Wood's fund. Depends which one, but yes, I would say almost all of them are ready to buy. I think we still got a little bit of a routing to go, but a little beaten to go, but I'm not sure about that. It could be time to buy now. All those stocks will go back. Tesla will go back. All that stuff. The tech stocks will go back. They always do. Those tech stocks are set to explode in the future. Now's a good time to invest, especially now where they're beaten down so bad, man. I was lucky. I took a profit on them, and I bought some more Tesla, and I'm still like more than $5,000 ahead on Tesla. So I'm good for a while, unless Tesla keeps getting beaten, which I hope it doesn't. But I'm investing now while it's low. So let's wait and see what happens. Sean Richardson, LOL, just got back and heard you read my comment. I look like a snowman. Windblown snow. God, I won't miss it. No, you probably won't. 13 in Asia. Tons of expats in Luzon. Like you mentioned, La Union, Baguio, yes. I also have a lot besides here in Angeles City and Subic. Yeah, there are a lot of people don't think there's a lot of expats here. There's actually a lot of wealthy expats in the Makati area and also in Taguig. Taguig has a lot of expats there. A lot of people forget about that. If you walk around Taguig, you see a lot of Westerners there. Philip Jones says Luzon has the most expats. Yeah. Makati has a lot of expats. Clark area may have the most of them. Probably, yes. To include a lot of Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Yes. We have a lot of Chinese expats here, too. So, and there's a lot of Chinese that want to get out of China. And that's why they come here. And then there's also a lot of probably people that are here spying or whatever, just like that 27,000 that get in here on the SRRV. They don't know about those. They said it was kind of fishy, some of those people were. But I see most of the Chinese expats that I see over here is just regular people. Then they're just regular people. I run into them on occasion at Subway or something like that. Most of them are not that friendly, like the U.S. Chinese people that you run into at Chinese restaurants and everything. I mean, I take each person, when I meet them. I make a decision what I think about them when I meet them, and most of the Chinese that I've met here, they're pretty decent people. They just don't like to talk a lot. Dickie says, Ben Bean, Kathy Wood is getting bashed on a daily basis right now. All that tells me is time to buy and then buy some more. Whenever they're bashing somebody, that's usually the time to buy. When they start bashing Tesla and stuff like that and the stock takes a dip, I buy and then I get, I make more money later on. And right now is the opportunity to make more. I mean, you guys know when an airline gets hit with something or something, they get sued or something like that, and then 6 months later, they're back to normal because they paid off the lawsuit or whatever, and they're back to normal and the stock's back up again. So that's just the way stocks work. You have to kind of understand the way that stocks work, and then you'll be okay. Read up on stocks before you get involved, though. Christopher Leroy says, is there a national ID for the shots? No, there is a national ID. I heard of people just printing something offline to say they have the shot. No, Christopher. Let me comment on this one because this is key. I have a copy of my vaccination card. Okay, I also have it on my phone, and when I walk into malls here, I just show them my phone, and they're okay with that. Also, I have a card that my daughter sent out. She sent a picture of the shot front and back to this guy, and he put it on a card, a plastic card. So it's permanent on that card. It's kind of cool and it's nice. So if anybody wants to say, hey, that's fake, no, I say it's a reprint. They printed the card on there, so it's not a fake. Okay, so they, it's just showing them a copy of it. And it works. Will it work on an airline? No, you're probably going to have your real ID. Okay, but as far as around here, you don't have to have your real ID around here when you're walking into a mall or you're walking into places. If you go into a government facility, you're probably going to have your actual COVID ID card. Okay, but those work. And also your phone works. So just keep that in mind when you're over here. You don't have to be walking around with your COVID card everywhere you go. I tell people just leave that home and make a copy or go miniaturize it and have it laminated. The Xerox copy. That's fine. It should work, Ben Bean says, I hear she's moving to Das Marinas. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Maria Tolentino says, my late mom is from Tacloban. She even saw General MacArthur arrive by Jeep. That's cool, I actually ordered a RC Jeep the other day. It was an Army Jeep, and they canceled it. I was really bumming about that afterwards because I really wanted to get it because it looked like an Army Jeep. It looked like a regular Army Jeep. It was green and it had, all this markings on it. I thought it was kind of cool, so I bought that, and then they canceled it. So I was really bumming after. Stevie B says, hi, Steve. Greetings from the UK. Great to chat with you recently, and thanks for all your help. I'm already in the air flying towards Florida Sun Estates right now. There we go, Stevie. Hey, Stevie, when you get here, make sure you contact me, and when you're ready to go look at that place, if you need help or anything, let me know. Okay, I will help you. So again, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. If you need my phone number, I believe you have it already. I talk to so many people, I forget. So Dark Stallion says the vaccine status shenanigans will eventually pass away. The question is when. Yes, they will. Mike and Marishu, how many days is a visa on arrival good for? Usually 30 days. Okay? So, and then just go to the BI and you get it extended. Dark Stallion says John Wales died on Saturday 1 week ago. Yes, we heard that. I'm not sure if it was on Saturday though. Maybe it was. Michael L. Mike, 30 days. Yes, 13 in Asia says 1,000% don't come if not vaccinated. Too much hassle. See this? There you go. There's another person saying the same thing as me. JM, what if I had the Johnson & Johnson vaccine more than a year ago, bro? Is that good enough? And do you need COVID insurance? No, you do not need COVID insurance. They didn't mention any of that stuff unless it comes out this coming week. That could actually be one of the stipulations that they asked for. I never thought of that. They said there is more news coming out next week. And actually, you know what? Now that you mentioned that COVID insurance, that could be the thing that they're going to ask for. But I could be wrong. But that could be the wrench in the engine. But that's not going to. That's only like $50 or something like that. But if they ask for that, that's great. That's not a big deal. But you know something, JM? You brought up a good point there. Thanks for bringing that up. That might be the thing that they're talking about. So Sinful says, Sean Richardson, having to own a snow shovel sucks. Yeah, it does. What is the standard in being fully vaxxed in California? It's 2 shots and a booster. Is that the same in the Philippines? Your Johnson & Johnson, you're considered vaxxed if you're vaxxed. If you got the two shots or you got the Johnson & Johnson, you're all set. Okay? You don't need the booster. At least that's from what I heard. Okay? Vince Petrie says, I believe visa on arrival is only 21 days. 9A is 30 plus. I think you're wrong on that, Vince. I think it's 30 days. I think that 21 days is for other countries. Let's see. Emmett Selch says 2 shots in PH. I could be wrong on that, Vince, but I believe if you come from the U.S., it's 30 days right from the get-go. Okay, because they say you have to have an ongoing ticket within 30 days or something like that. Lloyd White says after there are still restrictions of movement for people over 68 years. That's a good question too, because some places I believe there still are. Depends on what alert level you're on and all that stuff, because we have all different alert levels in different provinces. So I don't know what the other provinces are doing right now. We're on alert level 3. We're probably going to go lower pretty soon here. We're at 30% capacity in restaurants. But yeah, you are correct. Some people can't get into malls if they're a certain age, but most of the time they don't ask. So it's not really a big deal. They don't ask most expats. They don't get into that with expats too much. I see people in their 80s walking around. They don't question them or ask them what age they are. Michael L., I have been several times before the pandemic, and my passport was always stamped 30 days. Yeah, it's not 21 days. The 21 days is for some other countries. I'm not sure which ones. Somebody mentioned that to me earlier. They said, Steve, that mix-up on the IATF paper where it shows the link there that says 21 days, they said that's a misprint from years ago. So that was on documents from a long time ago. So that link that's the name of that link, unfortunately, and it messes people up. Vince Petrie, you can get a 9A for 30 days up to 90 days. Yeah, but the 9A is different. 9A is different. You have to go to apply for that at the embassy. That's not visa on arrival. It's totally different ball game. Sinful says, Christopher Leroy, if you get caught doing that, jail and deportation. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but Sinful's Christopher, let's see, wait. Edward Farn, I am from Tagig and enjoy it, Steve. I'll send you an email, like to chat with you. Sure. I think the 9A is 59 days. I believe it is too. I believe, but it could be less. You have to mark how long you're going to stay for the 9A. The 9A has been kind of funky lately because you had to have the EED. So I believe all that's going back to normal now too, from what it said on the document. So, Vince Petrie, Michael L. Could be wrong. I have not been there in almost 3 years now. Thanks. XXX says, hello, Steve from Saugus, Mass. There we go, a Massachusetts guy. So, 10 miles north of Boston, where we are currently in the middle of a blizzard, 18 to 24 inches of snow, and 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. That's pretty scary, man. You know, when I was working, I'm going to tell you a quick story here. We got 147 people. Let's see, 109 thumbs up. I'll tell you a quick story here about before I came here. I was working in the school department, and the one thing I loved about working in the school department, whenever there was a snowstorm, either we would have the day off or we would show up at the school and there'd be nobody there, okay, because they'd be shutting down the schools. So I was like always looking forward to snowstorms. I was like a little kid. You know, when you're a little kid, you're always looking forward to snowstorms. Well, that was me. I was the old guy, 55 years old, looking forward to snowstorms, because it meant time off. But I hated shoveling at home and stuff like that, though. That was the one thing. I had to get up early in the morning and shovel out. Usually I could show up for work late if I did have to show up at all. Sometimes they just tell us to stay home if it was a huge snowstorm. Sinful says that Christopher Leroy, LOL, misunderstood, I guess what you're asking. Okay. Vince Petrie says, Vince Petrie, Michael L. I could be wrong. Okay, I think this might have flipped to something. 13 in Asia, XXX, I missed the Hilltop Steakhouse. Yes, I used to go to the Land Rover place there. I believe that was in Saugus, I'm pretty sure. And that was pretty near Hilltop Steakhouse, not too far away. I used to go to the Land Rover dealership there because I had a Land Rover at the time. And I used to love having a Land Rover, man. That thing was great in the snow. Paul Austerhout, tapping out. Got dinner to make. Thanks again for the great content. Semper Fi, man. We're coming up to about 87 minutes. We'll go a couple more minutes here. We got 140 people on here, so we can go a little bit longer tonight. I can go a little bit longer. We'll see how things go here. Biggie B, need the whole 411 about this throwaway ticket. Keep hearing about it, but have no idea what you're talking about and why. Okay, Biggie B, what the throwaway ticket is? When you come into the Philippines, you have to have an onward ticket. It doesn't mean you have to have a return ticket. You could have an onward ticket to Singapore, even though you're not going to use it. So if you come into the country and you're planning on going to the BI and staying longer, you have to have that throwaway ticket, and then to show that you're going to leave within 30 days. So get that, but then you go to the BI and then you just throw away the ticket, or you get a ticket that's refundable or something like that if you can. But just get a ticket to like Singapore or something. You'll be fine. Let's see. XXX says 13 in Asia. Yes, the sign's still up, but now condos and restaurants and of course Starbucks. Ha ha ha. KM, how much would a small apartment cost finished for a month in Cavite province? I think you mean furnished. Furnished, you're probably going to pay about anywhere from 100, okay, with AC, all the way up to about 250 to 300 for a one-bedroom condo. Okay, if you get one of these places like Kenny and those guys, you can get those for about 80, and you put your own AC in. They need a little work, but if you're going to stay there long term, the little bit of work pays off, and it's just like having a $140 apartment or $120 apartment, so because you're actually fixing it up for the person. They're getting a gain, and you're having a nice little place that you're comfortable in, that you can stay there for like 5 years. Put some AC in there or something, maybe a split type or whatever. I tell people, after 4 or 5 years, pretty much you've gotten your money's worth out of that AC. And if you put in a couple of cabinets or something like that, I can have them made across the street for like way less than what you guys pay for to have a kitchen, cabinet put in and stuff like that. Way, way, way less. So, like people say, well, why am I going to fix it up for somebody else? Well, you know what? You're using it, and you're going to use it for 5 years. You'll more than get your money's worth out of that. And those little apartments are cute. They're really nice. I'm going to be showing Kenny's here pretty soon, probably. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'll do a quick video. Probably this week sometime. I'll post it. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff coming up this week. We got a lot of good videos already done already. So, but for a finished apartment, yeah, all the way up to $300. If it depends on how nice of a place you want to get, stuff like that. You can go from anywhere from 60 all the way up to 300. Okay, if you want to get in a gated community, probably about 250 for a condo. Which is like the same thing as an apartment basically, with a pool and everything though too. So keep that in mind, and a gated community. So it's a lot different than having like what Kenny and Nathan has. Kenny and Nathan has a nice place, but they don't have a pool. Okay. Wen says, I think the Republicans take the House. All the mandate vax would stop. I'm gonna give it time. I caught COVID and I'm natural immune. Just don't understand why they push this stuff. KM says, was Palawan hit hard by the typhoon? I believe they got hit in the northern part, but I'm not sure. I believe they got hit somewhat. From my memories, I remember reading a little bit about that. 13 in Asia says XXX, didn't realize it's gone, just haven't been to the area for long. I am from Lawrence, Mass as well. 13 in Asia from Lawrence, Mass, huh? That's my hometown. That's interesting. Let's see. I used to live on Atkinson Street, and I lived a couple of other places while there too. When, okay, thanks, brother. Let's see. Robert Barnes, where is the best place to get medical insurance for my 30-day visit to the Philippines? You better to go online and get travel insurance, to be honest with you. Travel insurance is not that expensive, as they say. Lulu55 says, at Vince Petrie. Lulu55, Vince Petrie, 21 days visa is 10 years ago. Now it's 30 days. There you go. Okay, so that explains... Okay, Lulu, that explains why they put the 21-day thing in there for the link. So that was 10 years ago? Okay, that helps me a lot. It makes me understand why that thing is on there. KM, is there diving at Batangas? Absolutely. There's some beautiful diving there. Some beautiful spots there to dive down. Yes. Really, really beautiful spot to go. Batangas is beautiful. And it's not that far from me, okay, for you guys. KM, what's the prettiest beach area that wasn't hit by the storm? Boracay is a very beautiful area. I'm not sure if they caught much damage from that or not. I didn't read too much about them getting hit that much, but Boracay is a beautiful place. Palawan has beautiful beaches too. Craig McCracken, hi Steve, thanks for Aurora also. Hi Steve, thanks for doing all you do. Appreciate it. Hope things work out, but not buying a ticket yet. Yeah, I might wait another week before buying anything just to let things iron themselves out. Vince Petrie says, I'm going in May. Hope it don't reverse back by then. No, I don't think. I think we're all set. I think we're past this now. God willing, we'll see. Michael L. says, when? Science, not politics. Remember all those kids dying from polio and measles before the 50s. Vaccines saved lives. I know too many people who were hospitalized and some died. Get vaccinated. Emmett Selch says, booked a flight for $2K. It's a little expensive, but that's okay as long as you get in. Smoky Mountain Model says, at Robert Barnes, get it through your travel insurance. Yes, you can. Filipino nurse retires home. Hello, do they accept the USA vaccination card in the Philippines? Yes. If you're talking about the CDC card, yes. Let's see. Philip Jones, diving is in Puerto Galera, 30-minute ferry ride from Batangas. There you go. Carl C. Semper Fi to all the Marines on the 3B 26 years Vietnam and 1 and 2 Persian Gulf as engineer. Lulu 55 says, hello everybody. 21-day visa was 10 years ago. In 2013, PH changed to 30-day visa. 59-day visa you get when you apply for visa in a PH embassy and abroad. Yes, through the 9A. Robert Carter, hi Steve. Should I handle getting replacement credit cards and debit cards while living in the Philippines? How should I handle it? Okay, that's a good question. I'm actually going through that right now. What I did was I had my sister send me that stuff. You kind of can figure all that stuff out. Credit cards can be a hassle here. You really need to have a home address. You can't use any of these mailboxes that they have, like that you can rent and stuff like that. You need to have like a relative, a power of attorney or something, mail the replacement credit cards when they come in, and then just ship them to you. Okay, that's the best way to do it, Robert. That's what I do. I actually have 5 cards coming to me now, ATM cards and everything. So the way I'm getting my money right now is by shipping it to my girlfriend or picking it up at Western Union. So that's the way things are working out for me right now. Okay, so but there's always a way to ship things. I can ship money also to my BDO account with using Western Union. So that's another way. So I can use the ATM that way too, and which I've been doing that too. But sometimes if I want, I can just pick it up at Western Union if I don't want to wait in an ATM line. Okay, so sometimes there's ATM lines here. Kevin Workman, my flight from Salt Lake City International to Ninoy Aquino International on September 28th, one way, 471. That's a good deal. KM, how much would a place on the beach or near the beach in Batangas be per month? I always wanted to be near the beach. You know something, KM? I talked to the people at Barracuda before about possibly renting one of their places. They're not fancy, but if you want to be someplace just to go diving or something like that, I don't know what exactly you're looking for or living there. They don't have a bathroom. They have like a bathroom that you share with other people. It's kind of crappy, but you can stay there fairly cheap if you talk to them in advance. You'll be right dead on the beach too. You know, beautiful sunsets and stuff like that. But you can go around there and talk to people around you. You can get some good rentals down in Batangas fairly cheap. I don't know how much it would be per month because I don't live down in that area. I would say for a decent one, you're probably going to pay about 150 to 200. Okay, for a halfway decent one with a bathroom, one bedroom, something like that. Maybe fairly close to the beach. Okay. I seen some rental signs when I was down there last time when I was driving through the neighborhoods down there, but I just don't know what the prices are. But that would be my guess. Okay, probably about 150 would be right around for one bedroom. Okay. JH says, don't get vaxxed is my advice. No, don't. If you come in here unvaxxed, you're gonna be in trouble. Let's put it that way. You're just it's gonna be miserable. You guys know that I'm not happy with getting vaccinated, but living here not being vaxxed, it's gonna suck. Let's see. Cadiz Wilmo, good morning from South Carolina. There we go. Great video on the 35K senior housing. We love this kind of information. Keep it up, Steve. Thanks. Robert Barnes, thanks to all. Guys, I'm going to be checking off now. We've been on here 97 minutes, okay, almost 100 minutes. I'm going to head off to bed here, and I'm going to get up in the morning, and I'm going to answer all my emails and stuff like that. But I want to thank you guys for coming on here tonight. I really want to stay a little bit longer. I'll answer a couple more here. Ura says, hi, Steve. Would provide me with Mary Rose's contact info. Ura, please contact me at Steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay? And again, Steven5975@yahoo.com. Ask me for Mary Rose's information. Okay? Again, I'll say it again so everybody can hear it. Steven5975@yahoo.com. And I will send you all her information. Let's see, and I'll read another one here. Randy Carter says, hey, Steve, I was chatting my girl there. She thinks this opening is mostly political and could close again after the election in May. I really hope not. I don't think it's political, but I got to tell you something. I'm not liking what I'm seeing in some of the people that are running here. In fact, it's kind of scary because I think we're going to be stepping backwards. But I can't really talk politics too much because they don't like us talking politics. But I just want to state that it's scary. It's scary what I'm seeing. I'm not liking some of the things I see. Okay, I'll just say that. All right. I wish I could say more, but I don't want to get booted out of the country either because I love being here. But I'm not too happy with what I'm seeing. Okay. But anyway, guys, God bless, guys, and have a good night, guys. And we will be back on here next night. Okay, next Saturday, and I'm just a little bit tired tonight, guys, and I think I'm going to end this now because I've had a long day answering emails and stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you, guys. God bless and take care, okay? And we got some great, like I said, we got some great videos coming out this week. So be watching for some of those videos because we got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm going to be showing probably Kenny's apartment this week. So you guys, if you guys want to see Kenny's apartment, you'll get to see Kenny's apartment, and you can see what that looks like, what an $80 apartment looks like, all finished up with somebody living in there. And I think you guys will like that. And we got Nathan coming in here probably soon. I don't know if he's watching tonight. So Nathan will probably be coming in here soon. And we'll probably be, maybe showing him on here and a few other people. Kenny's a little bit camera shy, but we've had Darren on here. We're probably going to have some more people coming on here pretty soon because we have more people coming to this area. God bless, guys. Take care.